Now that we have the required skills identified, we can use AI to draft or refine job descriptions. Let's see how. So, here's my query. We are in the marketing industry. Help me write a job description for a software programmer focusing on AI skills. I've also attached our existing job description for our programmers so that you can update it. And we watch it do its magic. So, as I said all along, if you get more detailed, you could put your location in there. You can put your company's name there. All sorts of things will go in when you input more information. So you can see it gives a company overview, which is theoretical. If you put your website in there, it will give a more specific company overview, a job summary about it, all the key responsibilities, all the qualifications that are required, all the preferred skills, the benefits, and how to apply. So this is tremendously value. And as it says, any more specific details, please let me know, and that's what it will do. Now that we have the job description, we can continue the query by asking it to do a job placement ad. I would add a link to my website as well. So can you now do a job placement ad to be posted online for this position? Our website is blank. As you see, as it's building it again, if you give specific details about your company. Now we'll use AI to automate and improve the resume screening processes. To do that, we must first convert all incoming resumes into a text-based readable format, such as plain text. Then pull out any demographic or identifying information such as names, age indicators, or anything else that could produce a bias. Then send the text of each resume to the AI. So now let's see that in action. Okay, we're going to continue to build off this existing chat. And now I'm going to ask it to look through some resumes. And I had to ask it, I'm looking to show somebody what it looks like when they submit 10 resumes for this position, and then ask you to rank order those resumes. Please give me an example of what that would look like, since we're not uploading 10 resumes right now, but it'll give you a good idea of what it looks like. And I also want to tell it, please provide me a matrix response. I like that when it will do that. It'll create matrices of different things. I think it's really cool when it does that. And while it's building this, you can ask it to do it on a chart. You can ask it to do it all sorts of different ways, and you'll see what it's putting together here. So it's giving you the whole chart. Now, these things can open up into a larger document if you want them to do that. And then it explains the criteria behind it, gives in a ranking example which resumes they thought were the best resumes. By this simple example, you can see the power of how AI can help you to visualize and compare the qualifications of these candidates. An amazing tool to use. Once again, an amazing result. The thing is, we don't have to be the expert in any one of these roles. We can now provide this data to the hiring manager so we can come to a conclusion of who will skill test and then interview. Now, we're going to ask AI to provide a list of hard skill and soft skill interview questions that are specific to the job role. Okay, continuing this query, I'm going to now ask it to help me with interview questions. So what are some effective technical interview questions for a software developer specializing in AI? And please also add any soft skill questions. And while it's analyzing, of course, what you can do is, if you know there are specific technical skills, we've been doing very generic stuff, but if you can get more specific technical skills in your question, you'll get a more specific answer to your interview questions. So again, the things that we've been talking since the beginning of this program about general AI and machine learning and deep learning and natural language processing, which is what AI is all about. And, there are people who specialize in each one of these areas and familiar with software in each one of these areas and programming each one of these areas. The data science, do they know how to handle big data, which is very different? Do they know how to create different models? And then we get into the soft skill questions because, again, somebody can have a high IQ and a low EQ, and that's going to be a challenge. So we do want to ask the soft skill questions. And I can't say it enough times. I'll probably say in every one of these videos, the more detail you give it, the more detailed your response will be. As with other responses we get from AI, we always want to do a head check on them. Once again, you go through these interview questions with the hiring manager to make sure all the technical and soft skill sets are identified, as well as the appropriate interview questions. Every one of these examples that I'm sharing with you should give you an idea of how much time AI can save you. AI can be used to create personalized onboarding assistance for new hires. Each assistant can provide tailored information based on the role, department, and individual needs of the new employee. Okay, now for my next query, I'm going to ask it to generate a personalized onboarding schedule for the job above, including department introductions, training sessions, document signing, and key resources. So while it starts doing its magic, again, if it was, say, embedded into your Teams or Slack or Asana, it may be actually able to pull people's schedules and actually set up the appointments with people. We're doing a very generic approach today, but if you allow it to have very specific things, it can help you specifically. So you can see that it comes out with a very detailed onboarding schedule, day by hour. And you can say in here, no, I'd rather have people do the paperwork first, or I'd rather have people to meet the team first, or you can kind of tweak it that way, any way you want. And it goes through all 5 days. And then it goes into week 2 of training and integration, then the other ongoing resources. And as it says, it helps the onboarding process and focus the new software programmer. Now I want to see how much AI can support the new employee in the onboarding process. So my query is, how can I use you as a chatbot to assist with this onboarding? So first of all, it can answer questions, and new people to work have a ton of questions, okay? It might be about leave. It might be about personal locker space. It can be a million different things people ask questions about. But in HR, you know what the majority of the questions have been asked, and you can set up the chatbot. When people ask this question, here's the answer. Here's the document. Here's where they go. It can provide all sorts of resources. It can schedule reminders. Calendaring is one of the greatest benefits of using AI. It can set up all the training programs, and you can say, people, look, when people come on this new job, here's the training programs we have to supplement the answer. All the different things around project guidance, how to be good at project management and things like that. Soft skill development, how does that engineer build that EQ muscle? And then how to implement it through different programs. So as it says, it would really help you to streamline the onboarding process, provide timely information, and assist new hires to settle in their roles effectively. And that's what you really want to do, because one of the biggest points of turnover is with new employees who have not had a good onboarding experience. So this is a great tool to help improve that. So now I want to get specific instructions to help me and IT program this chatbot. So here's what I'm going to ask it. We have Microsoft Teams. Can you create a document that shows me step-by-step instructions with any helpful links or screenshots for how to integrate you as a chatbot into our company's internal communication platform on Teams? So as this is going to show you, you can certainly use ChatGPT on the outside as we have, give me a job description and things like that, but you can also bring it into the inside of a lot of these programs. Again, some of these programs may have some chat AI in them, The question is, will this be more beneficial than what they have internally? And sometimes the answer is yes. So it'll tell you, and you might be good enough with your technology to do this yourself, or you're going to have to work with your IT person to get this done, or some third-party consultant, but it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do, step by step by step. While it may take a little time to program any chat bot, that programming can then be used with all of your new employees. It will streamline the onboarding process, customize it, and save everyone a great deal of time. Remember this too. You don't have to do any of this programming. You just have to set the parameters so an intern or low-level IT department employee can do it for you. AI is very helpful at analyzing common skills and competencies and overall skills development within your company. It will help you to build a skills-based organization. Let's see how. All right, so now my query is going to be, how would I use you to look across my organization and determine what type of overall skill development we have to do? Please give me a document with step-by-step instructions on how to do this. And so while it's doing this, I want to remind you that if you've embedded it into your system, it'll be able to see what's going on more. If you can already give it some information about what skills are involved in it, but we're just showing from scratch what it is that you can do to help build organizational skill development. So, as you can imagine, we've talked about data a lot. AI wants data. So the first thing we're going to do is try to identify the data on current skills, roles, and future needs, etc. How do we do that? We go through employee surveys. We go through performance reviews, job descriptions, talk about the future skills that needs. For example, we are going to need somebody to know AI and programming, like we've been talking about. Then the data analysis that goes along with it, how to develop a skill development plan with the different goals, the training objectives, the resources you have, and then how to implement the whole thing, how to communicate it, how to actually deliver on those trainings and resources, how to monitor the progress, and lastly, how to evaluate and adjust. And as it says here, you can continually refine this to ensure that it remains aligned with your needs and goals, which is what you want to be able to do. As you can see, AI can do almost anything you ask it to do. If you wanted, you could ask it to go into more detail on any one of these steps.